honors review for Unit 5. It is going to be super short because there was just 3 questions that didn't get answered in one of my 3 classes. So it's 2, 3, and 6. So number 2, it says, are these triangles similar? If so, by what theorem? And give the similarity statement. So again, remember our 3 theorems are angle, angle, side, or side, side. So in this image, there is no angle marked or labeled. So all 3 sides are labeled in both triangles. So if they are similar, it's definitely going to be by side, side. But to check it, we have to make sure that we're putting corresponding sides together to check that the ratio is the same. So the smallest or shortest side would have to correspond to the shortest side. So 8's the shortest in HGF, and then 48 is the shortest here. 84 is the longest, 14 is the longest, and then 72 is the middle, 12 is the middle. So I'm going to set up all of those ratios and make sure that they are equal. And you can go, it doesn't matter if you do the big on top and then the small, as long as you're consistent. So I could do 84 over 14, 72 over 12, and 48 over 8. And as long as I'm consistent, or I could flip all of those, but I'd have to make sure all of them were flipped. So when I check each of these, 84 divided by 14 is 6, 72 divided by 12 is 6, and 48 divided by 8 is 6. So those are indeed all equal. So yes, equal. So the answer is yes, they are similar by side, side. And then you name the triangle. The first one can be named whatever you want. Well, you have to use the 3 vertices, but in whatever order you want. So I'll just go ABC. And then make sure that you name the second one in corresponding order. So A to B was the pink side. So I have to go H to G, or it might be G to H. Let's double check. We went A, B, C. So we have to go pink, blue. So this one needs to go pink, blue. So HGF. And then on number 3, same question. This time they have intersecting sides creating vertical angles here in the middle. So we know that they have one set of angles congruent, and then there's 2 sets of sides labeled. So we need to see which ones correspond. So again, shortest to shortest. So in the MLV, 8 is the shortest. In the TUV, 28 is the shortest. Okay, so I would have to do 8 to 28, and then $14 to $49. So we have to see if that's equivalent, if those ratios are the same. So 8 over 28 and 14 over 49 do give the same ratio, which is just 2 over 7. So they both reduce to 2 over 7. So we do have 2 sets of proportional sides, and then the angle between those sets of proportional sides is congruent. So we have the 2 sides and the angle between them. It's called the included angle. So this is a yes by side, angle, side. And then the similarity statement, again, you get to name the first one in whichever order you prefer. So if I do MLV, I'm going along my unmarked side and then the blue side. So in this triangle, I have to go along the unmarked side and then the blue side. So TUV would be the corresponding order. Excuse me. All right, last but not least, number 6, they want us to find the value. Now we are told that angle A and B are congruent by those markings. And then I know vertical angles here. So I've got angle, angle. I know these are similar by angle, angle. That's enough to tell me they're similar. So I know that the sides should be proportional. So looking at which ones correspond, if I wanted to name these in corresponding order, I know that A corresponds to B. Okay, and then C obviously corresponds to itself. So then D must correspond to E. So if I were writing my similarity statement, that helps me see what corresponds. So when I come over here, I can see what I'm looking for is AC. Well, AC corresponds to BC. So that's this side here. So the X is to 13. And then we can see that AD would correspond to BE, because you can see AD would correspond to BE. So I can set up my ratio. X is to 13 as 28.6 is to 24.3. And then we cross multiply and divide. So you're doing 13 times 28.6 divided by 24.3. And it says to round to the nearest 10th. I think this is the first one or the only one that tells us to round to the 10th. So when you plug that in, you get 15 point, and then it's 3,004,1152, but the 10th place would be the 3, and the number after the 3 is a 0, so it does not round up. So it stays a 3. Now, I double check, is that what they're asking for? I don't need to add anything or plug in anywhere. And I don't. It just says find the value of X to the nearest 10th. So I'm able to stop there and I'm done. All right, so that's that video. So if you have questions about anything else, it's in one of the other 3 videos that I went over in my classes. And I did name those on the review. I put the problem numbers that are covered in those videos. So if there's a certain question, you can look and see which video I cover that in and go to that.